Hello students. Today in our channel we'll be learning a new lesson, A Gift of Chappal from HONEYCOMB book, class 7. It is written by Vasantha Surya. We all must know what is the moral of the story. The story revolves around kindness, charity, compassion and generosity. Kindness to animal is one of them. Children rescue and feed a stray cat. They also show compassion towards beggar and hand over their uncle's chappal to him. This lesson revolves around the children's world, their spontaneity and imagination, ability to see contradictions in normal behavior and the moving act of charity. Now let's begin with the story. Once upon a time, Mrudu, a young girl who was growing up in Madras, now called Chennai, with her Tapi and Thatha. Tapi, her grandmother, and Thatha, her grandfather. One afternoon, Tapi takes Mrudu to her aunt's Rukumani's house to meet her cousins Lali, Ravi and Meena. As they reached and knocked the door, there came a smiling Rukumani and opened the door. Along with Rukumani, there came her two kids, Ravi and Meena. Both of them rushed out to meet Mrudu and Tapi. Seeing Mrudu, Ravi pulled Mrudu into her house. She protested. She said, "Wait, let me take off my slippers." Ravi insisted her to come fast as he wanted to show her something. While removing her slippers, she saw a big black slippers or chappals lying at the door. Near them, she placed hers very neatly. Now, those were the description of the chappals seen by Mrudu is those were grey, actually with lot of dust. You could see the clear mark of every toe on the front part of each slipper. The marks for the two big toes were long and scrawny. Scrawny means very thin. Mrudu didn't have much time to wonder whose the slippers were, as Ravi was in lot of hurry, so he dragged her to the backyard of the house. There, he was trying to show her something which they had hidden from their parents. He was trying to show something which was behind the bitterberry bush. There inside he and Ravi and Meena is showing to Mrudu. There inside a torn football lined a sack filled with sand lay a very small kitten lapping up the milk from the coconut half shell. Torn football, and there was a in which they have put the sack. Sack means a jute bag in which we have pulses. Nowadays we get a jute bags, and in that they had filled up the sand, and in which they had put the small kitten as to rest, and the small kitten was lapping, drinking the milk from the half coconut shell. Ravi says that we found him outside the gate this morning. The poor kitten was mewing and mewing. Soon, Meena realized and told Mrudu that it's a secret. Amma says Pati will leave for Padumama's house if she knew that we have bought a stray cat. Ravi exclaimed, "I don't understand why people are always trying to be kind to animals, but when we are, they scream, "Oh, don't bring that dirty animal, the dirty creature here." You know, Ravi continues, stating that how hard it was to bring little milk from the kitchen for this little kitten. He says that Patti saw me with a glass of milk in my hand just now. I had to tell that I am very hungry. I want to drink it. But the way she was looking, with her eyebrows in, he says that he had to drink most of the milk to just throw off her scent, means to mislead her that actually Ravi was hungry and that is why he wanted to have that milk. Then she wanted the tumbler back, the glass back she wanted. And Ravi said, "Pati, Pati, I will wash it myself. Why should you be in trouble?" That's what Ravi told Pati. And soon he rushed out and poured the milk in the coconut shell and gave it to the little kitten to drink it. And then he put the tumbler back into the kitchen so that Pati does not get really suspicious. Suspicious means should not doubt him that why he wanted the milk and why was he hungry at this hour. Now, Ravi, Mrudu and Meena are thinking that now we need to think some other way to feed Mahendran. Ravi is on with his imagination and has given a beautiful name to this little kitten. He has given the name called Mahendran. Mahendran? Mrudu questions. This little kitty's name is Mahendran? I'm impressed. It's a real name, not just a kitty cat name. Ravi says actually his full name is Mahendra Verma Palwa Punnai, MP Punnai for short, if you like. He is a fine breed of cat, just look at his fur, like the lion's mane. A huge name, a big name, a name with a weight. That's what he gives to this little kitten and states that the fur which the little kitten has is like lion's mane. Mrudu could not stop giggling. She felt like laughing, and Ravi continued. And you know what the emblem of the ancient Pallava king was, don't you? Ravi looked expectantly at Mrudu, but Mrudu couldn't help giggling. She went off laughing as a big imagination Ravi had put for this little kitten. Ravi says to Mrudu and Meena, "Think I'm joking? Well, just wait, I'll show you sometime. It's clear you don't know a thing about history. Haven't you been to Mahabalipuram?" says Ravi to Mridu and Meena. Well, when our class went to Mahabalipuram, I saw a statue of his Thathas, and continues. Thathas means grandfather. So this little kitten's grandfather's statue I saw, and it was grandforefathers. And this little kitten belongs to that particular descendants. They are the descendants, they belong to that same family. Fact is, Mahendran here is a descendant from the same ancient cat, a close relative, significantly speaking, of none other than the lion, the Palwa lion, the emblem of Palwa dynasty. Ravi went on speaking and speaking with a bitterberry bush twig. He went on waving and he had sparkle in his eyes. This is the way Ravi gave a beautiful name and gave a big family background to this little kitten. This This cat is a descendant of none other than the Mahabalipuram Rishi cat. And if I may just remind you, they worship cats and in ancient Egypt. Mrudu states to Meena, keeps on joking and laughing that how he loves his own voice. What does that have to do with this anything? This little kitten, says Mrudu to Ravi. Ah, I'm telling you, this cat is descendant from the Egyptian god and no goddess, Basset's. Ah, that's it. Well, one of the descendants of the cat goddess was a stowaway. Stowaway means to hide and come across the lands in the ship in a hidden way. In one of the Palwa ship, and his descendants was the Mahabalipuram Rishi cat, whose descendant is this little poor kitten. This is how he keeps on talking about MP Punnai, and at the same time the little cat creaches, makes certain sound. Ravi shrieked, very pleased with himself. He is very happy when he gives such a big and a very nice explanation for the introduction of this poor little kitten, of stating him MP Ponnai. Mahendran looked up alarmed. Mahendran means the little cat. The kitty cat looked alarmed. He had just been sharpening his claws on the edge of the coconut shelf, but worse than Ravi's awful rick and critch from the window. There was some awful sound, unusual sound coming out from the window. What weird sound! And if Mrudu startled, MP Punnai was frightened out of its wits. Even Mrudu was shocked and confused, did not know what to do. At that time, MP Punnai also was out of fright. Hairs were standing. He bounced up and screamed towards the bamboo tray or of the red chilies that had been set out to dry. Where the red chilies were set out in the veranda in the backyard, there it jumped, trying to hide itself beneath it. He tipped a few chilies over him, and just a few chilies fell over the little kitten Mahendran, and that little poor cat howled meow miserably, but the creaking sound went on and on. Mrudu stated, "What's that awful noise?" And they go to the window. At that time, Ravi says, "That's Lali, learning to play violin. She'll never learn a big thing. The music master just goes on playing like a train whizzing on and on, while Lali all the time derailing completely off track." Mrudu kept up to the window to see what was happening there. Now children will learn the next part of how Lali learns music and how they come up to the end of the lesson. Please do like my channel and subscribe